Seahawks Today coming up in just a few moments, but before we do, we want to make sure that you are an award-winning subscriber to Seahawks Today. We're in the midst of a battle with the Broncos breakdown. As you can see over the last few days, a few more subscribers than what we have here at Seahawks Today. We got to beat those guys. They already took Russell Wilson away from this team. Now it's time to get some revenge. Let's go ahead and beat those guys. Easiest way to subscribe to the channel is hit the red sub button below, or you can go to youtube.com/Seahawks TV and be a subscriber to Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports, to get the latest Seahawks rumors and news. And turn on those notifications as well. Welcome in to Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. A lot to get to on today's show. Let's go ahead and get started with the latest trade rumors involving DK Metcalf. The star wide receiver for the Seahawks was linked to a deal with the New York Jets this morning that Howard Eskin says that the Jets were going to offer but did not officially offer the number 10 pick, which, if you recall, the Seahawks held that pick previously, but they traded it away to the Jets for Jamal Adams. And what we've seen over the last couple of weeks is that these trade rumors had been thrown out there, but the Seahawks have been very adamant that they aren't trading DK Metcalf, although ESPN's Jeremy Fowler says that Metcalf can be traded to Seattle at the right price. This, not an official deal, and did not go down, obviously. Here's more on this trade offer that wasn't a trade offer. Connor Hughes of The Athletic, he covers the New York Jets, said there's no truth to the report that the Jets offered the number 10 pick to the Seahawks for DK Metcalf. The Jets are interested in a wide receiver. They'd be interested in Metcalf, but there have been no offer because Seattle's not accepting offers. Here's more from Hughes, saying if a player is made available, Douglas, that is Joe Douglas, the GM of the Jets, will be extremely aggressive, just like Hill. That's the Tyreek Hill situation, according to sources. That player just isn't available right now. The Seahawks don't want to trade DK. The Titans also don't want to trade A.J. Brown. Now, folks, this all sounds very similar to the Russell Wilson situation, doesn't it now? If you recall, in all that time leading up to the Russell Wilson trade that did go down, what did we hear from Pete Carroll and John Schneider and the leadership of the Seattle Seahawks organization? It was, we have every intention to build around Russell Wilson and that we are not trading him until, what do you know, he was traded. So, you know, I would like to think that DK Metcalf is going to be in Seattle a long time, that they'll build this team around Metcalf, but I can't really trust this organization based on what they told us just a little while ago involving Russell Wilson in that situation. Now, I got to say, when you look at DK Metcalf, the numbers speak for themselves, and we'll go over those in just a second. But before we do, I want to hear from you guys. No way that you want to see DK Metcalf traded, right? Here's your chance to weigh in. Sound off and tell us what you think. Do you want to see DK traded? No, of course you don't. Type in for no. You know what? Take that a step further. Type H in for hell no. You don't want to see DK Metcalf traded. You want to see him in Seattle for a long time. This is our pinned comment. We're going to have an ad break here in just a second. And while that ad's playing, get your votes in now and let your voice be heard that you want to see DK stay with the Seahawks. The numbers for DK Metcalf's career so far, just 3 seasons, and he has been nothing but terrific in those 3 years. 2021, he was without Russell Wilson for part of the season and had more receiving touchdowns than any year previously. The year prior, 1,300 yards in an outstanding rookie season with 900 yards and 7 touchdowns. And he would be entering year 4. Here is what the Seahawks depth chart looks like right now at that receiver position. As you can see, if DK moves on, there's a big gap. Yes, Tyler Lockett is a very good receiver, but they would have a void at that point and certainly would signal a rebuild would be full on if they move from DK at this point in time. So There you have it. That is the latest with DK Metcalf. Still a member of the Seahawks as of right now, but we'll continue to follow that story here on Seahawks Today. Desmond Ridder is expected to visit Seattle next week. And Ridder, if you recall, is one of the top quarterback prospects in this upcoming draft class. And this is a part of a couple of top 30 visits for Ridder, as he'll be going to Carolina next week. He's already been in Pittsburgh. And the discussion for Ridder is potentially as high as number 9, as Bleacher Report had that in their latest mock draft. And with Ridder, what's interesting is that you're talking about this guy at 9 or maybe even in the second round. This is wide open of where Ridder could go, but apparently there is interest there as Seattle continues to look for their next quarterback to replace Russell Wilson at this point. More on Ridder's numbers in just a moment, but before we get to that, are you subscribed to Seahawks Today? If not, you need to be. Here's why you need to subscribe to Seahawks Today, folks. We're competitive around here. We love what is going on with this team in the offseason as we continue to cover every angle of this. Videos every single day. We've got the draft, free agency, all those details covered for you here on the channel. We have a mailbag for you, and you can only be a part of the mailbag each and every week if you're a subscriber. So go ahead and subscribe now. Check out that community tab, and you can enter in your comments to the mailbag each and every week. And the best part about all of it, it's my favorite price. Free. Subscribe now for videos each and every day. Turn on those notifications. Hit that red sub button. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. Let's go by the numbers on Desmond Ridder. As you can see, throughout his career, not bad by any stretch. A really good freshman season. And he took this team, of course, to the college football playoff this past year, the first non-Power 5 team to ever go to the college football playoff, the Cincinnati Bearcats this past season. 30 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and more details to kind of break this down. Here are the grades this past year for Ridder, according to the smart folks over at Pro Football Focus. Really high score, 90.7. Arm, not great, 6 out of 10. Accuracy, not great either, 5 out of 10, but the mobility looks really good for Ridder at 7 out of 10. And so with that being said, the numbers on Ridder, although they aren't bad, they're not great either. Whether it's stats, whether it's the grades, you look all around, and at the end of the day, folks, Desmond Ridder is not worth the number 9 overall pick for the Seattle Seahawks. If he's available in the second round with one of your 2 picks there, now you have my attention. This quarterback class is not that great for the Seattle Seahawks or anybody for that matter. And so I wouldn't spend that on Ridder. I think that you could go with somebody like Matt Corral potentially in the second round as another option if Ridder's not there. For me, Ridder is just not what makes sense at 9. For 40 or 41, you have my ears, but Desmond Ridder as that guy at number 9 just doesn't make sense. Remember, the competition, those numbers are going up against teams that were not great. Remember, he beat up bad competition in the American Athletic Conference. Although he did beat teams like Notre Dame and he did take them to the college football playoff, that game against Alabama was just miserable last year. So for me, I'm not sold on Ridder as number 9. Second round, you potentially have my attention there. So, what do you guys think? Now's your chance to weigh in. Desmond Ridder at number 9? What do you think? Type D for draft, type P for pass, and let us know if you think the Seahawks should hit up Desmond Ridder at number 9 overall. D for draft, P for pass. Let your voice be heard in the comments below. Who knows? Maybe John Schneider and Pete Carroll are checking the comments section to see what this team should do for that number 9 pick. But there you have it. That is today's edition of Seahawks Today. We'll be back with more news this week. Stay tuned.